Hey gang, welcome to the channel. This week we're taking a look at this Kia Soul EV. So first off, like always, we're going to take a good look around, see how she looks. Now first off, this car really does look unique. I mean, from the front end it looks a bit like a futuristic Range Rover. That light bar across the front looks absolutely lovely. But down the side it kind of looks a bit like a cross between an SUV and a postman path van, but somehow in a good way. That black trim on the bottom really does accent the shape of this car. And I think the rear end of this car with those lovely lights, I think it just looks real modern but not futuristic. I think Kia have done a great job designing this car. Now Kia, thankfully, given this car standard traditional door handles, which again, I really prefer. And you open the doors up to find some real stylish looking door cards. And you get in the car, find this real neat steering wheel. And a well laid out dash. With these gorgeous leather seats. Then you've got your 10.25 inch infotainment system. Air conditioning, your drive selector, heated seats, heated steering wheel. For some reason Kia have put the heated steering wheel switch on the passenger side. But hey ho. 2 cup holders, electric handbrake. Very nice. So let's start it up. Now this instrument cluster I think is real neat and kind of understated, and there's not too much info there, which is great. The only thing I'm not so sure about is the speed is on the far right hand side. I really prefer that to be in the middle. Move over to the 10.25 inch infotainment system, and you've got sat nav on there, you've got battery and range information, and then you can change to radio, you've got your DAB, you've got Bluetooth. So it's nice in the front. Well, let's go and have a look in the back. Now the back of this car is much like the front. It's real comfy, lots of room, and lovely, stylish door cards. And again, we'll do the legroom test. And again, I'm 5'7", guys, but still, that is just acres of room back here. Very spacious back here. Now, last time I drove this car, I really thought the boot was a weak point, but today, Sean's been helpful enough to put some case in here. So we've got a medium case, 2 small cases, and a large case in there as well. So it's actually quite a usable boot, even though it looks kind of small. Now before we crack on, guys, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more car reviews for 2022 and a few little motorbike videos as well. Now this car has got tremendous spec. So for a starter, this car's got a 282 mile range, which is fantastic. And on top of that, this car will do 0 to 60 in 7.6 seconds, which is all you need for the public road, in my opinion. To top it off, the interior has got so much kit, I don't know where to start. So for a starter, we've got this gorgeous leather interior. Kia really can make a nice interior these days. It's very impressive. On top of that, you've got heated front seats and a heated steering wheel. Although the button for the heated steering wheel being on the passenger side has somewhat thrown me. I don't know why they do that. On top of that, you've got a 10.25 inch infotainment system, including sat nav, and you've got your DAB radio, and you've got your Bluetooth, and you've got your Android audio, all the things you normally get. And this car also comes with a 10 speaker Harman Kardon stereo system, which I've tested, and it sounds epic and it's very loud. Now if you buy this car from Kia, it'll set you back just under £35,000, which when I first heard that I thought, well, that's a lot of money for a Kia. But when you think of all the kit you're getting, and it's a big car and it's an EV powertrain with good range and good spec inside as well, it's actually a bit of a bargain, especially compared to the competition. Even Kia's own e-Niro range, e-Niro 3, and this has got a bit more kit than an e-Niro 3. An e-Niro 3 costs around £3,500 more. The Kia's EV6 starts at around 40 grand, and then the Ford Mach-E, which yeah is slightly bigger and slightly nicer inside, that costs an extra £6,000 as well. So you think actually this is pretty good value for money, And on top of that, it looks epic, and it's really individual as well. There's not many of these Soul EVs on the road, so you'd be different to everyone, and I think that's worth extra money personally. Now this car is once again from Car and Cab Care, and Car and Cab will be selling this car for £33,500 in white, and I think, by the way, it looks epic in white. And for all other colours it'll be just under £34,000, which is still a good saving over Kia's list price. Now we've had a look at the specs, we've had a look at the car, we look at the value as well. I think now it's time to go for a drive. So first impressions. Well, the Kia Soul EV seems stable, sturdy, it's comfy, it's plenty quick, smooth, really quiet. And a lot of the problem with the EVs is that because the engine makes no noise, because the motors are really quiet, you hear a lot more road noise, you hear a lot more noise coming in through the seals in between the doors and the windows, whereas this car seems well built, because I'm not hearing much noise at all. Now we're going to hit some nice little B roads now, guys. We're going to put the foot down. Jesus Christ, this thing goes. Woo! Like an absolute rocket. But what's it like when we come to a corner? Dun, dun, dun. I mean, it was a slow corner, but that was flat. Absolutely flat, no body roll whatsoever. Oh my God, yeah. Took that corner beautifully. This is a surprisingly sporty ride. I mean, even though it's comfy and you don't feel the potholes, it cannot take a corner. It feels pretty flat around the corners. It's quick, the throttle is responsive in sport mode. This could easily be all cars to all men and women. Now I've had a good poke around this car today, I've had a good look at the specs, I've had a good drive of it as well, and the only bad thing I can find about this car is the charging speed. Now in this day and age, a lot of EVs are charging, 80% in 10, 15, 20 minutes. This car, 0 to 80% on a fast charger, takes 54 minutes. Which is quite a long time to be sat at the service station. However, you think about it, if you've already done 250 miles, you might find you want an hour break at the service station to have a decent lunch, rest your legs a bit. So is that really such a down point? I'm not too sure actually. And again, the boot, it looks a little bit small to me, but as we saw before, we're still packing four suitcases, so it's not actually that small. Now last year I posed the question, would I buy a Kia Soul EV? And I said no. Well, I think I've changed my mind completely today. I think this car is rocking. I think it's plenty quick. I think it handles great. I think there's loads of space. I think it looks fantastic, and there's so much kit as well. And at just under £35,000 from Kia, or just under £34,000 from Car and Cab, represents tremendous value for money as well. And if I was on the lookout for a well-sized EV, this will be, I think, top of the list. So guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys take care.